Good evening, dear mates. Today we are going to discuss about AWS, introduction to AWS, a few concepts of AWS, and we'll see the dashboard of AWS also. We'll try to install AWS by connecting to any one of your systems, and any one of your systems by logging into your systems. We'll try to do if time permits. Otherwise, tomorrow we'll discuss that. Today we'll have a theory session, almost all, and we'll try to do it on your system, try to install or try to log into create a login for your systems. Okay, so let us start the class. Already I've started recording the session, so if you have any doubts regarding any time, you can ask me. Okay, so I'm creating captions also, so that whatever discussions are going on, so that will be easily understand, and you can read it also. So today, let me share my screen. So today we are going to discuss AWS. So before going to the presentation, let me before going to the presentation, let me use whiteboard for little introductory part. Though you know everything, let us have a I actually always I take a real interacting classes. So better all of you see your mics or whether they are working or not. Try to log in with the laptops, so that we can parallelly work together. Okay, I'm trying for whiteboard where it is. Okay, no issues. So before going into the cloud computing, let us discuss a few things. Say you are creating an application. You are creating an application so that the application processes something. So that's what we call it as a compute, right? Computing means we're automating some regular things using the programming, right? I want interactive answer. Say you are creating an application. So may I know what are the content, how do we create an application? So you have created an application using the software programming. So how do we create an application? May I know? So first of all, we'll have a requirements. Clients give us the requirement, what is to be automated. Okay, so those requirements are converted based on the requirements, functional and non-functional requirements. We'll have a design. Okay, so the second step is design. And design means how do we generate an application based on this requirement. Okay, so that is design, right? Then mostly the next step is coding. After designing, coding, right? Then after coding, what we'll do? We'll test it, right? Testing. Then after testing, we'll implement. So that is a normal, regular software application phases, right? First, the client comes with the any requirement, then those requirements again converted into the design, then converted into the coding. Then, so coding, first of all, when requirements are gathered, for all the other phases, we use different tools, right? For coding, we use language, okay? And what else? Any middleware technologies like platforms where we can easily, Android Studio is a platform where we can write Android code, right? So different platforms, Visual Studio Code to write any code, all these things. Then for testing, we will implement some other softwares. And for implementing, we need some hardware platform and some software platforms. Using them, we will implement on a real time. So these are the different phases, right? When we are doing the application. So these are the phases which includes, okay. So in the application design, these are the phases which includes many things, right? What are those? We may require software components, and hardware components. What else we require to go through all these phases? What else we require? Anyone, please? We require the software components, hardware components. What else we require? Anyone? Please. Am I audible to everyone? Is my voice is audible?
Yes, yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm asking Charuk or Skandini or Abdul Shukar, software components like languages. Okay. What are those languages to write the program? Okay. Languages. What else we require? So platforms. Software platforms we require, all those things we require, right? Hardware means we require a system, we require a networking concepts, we require a security firewalls, we require a broadband connection where throughput is calculated, right? So we require many more things like what else? Security we require firewalls, we require the networking connection, we require a machine, we require a hard disk, we require a processor, we require a RAM, we require all these things, right? So for each of these ways, while designing, while writing the code, while testing, while implementation means really we are using that system. In all those cases, we need all these software components, hardware components, right? So, okay, application is designed, right? Application design, normally where we'll keep that application? Okay, application we have developed. Application development is completed. What is the next thing? The first previous
Testing
case,
phase.
testing is also complete, coding is completed, testing is completed, finally implementation, right? So in the implementation, what we require, so we'll store it in some, say we are creating in our office, in our system. Then what you'll do, you'll use some system. Again, system is nothing but a collection of hardware and software component, right? And you'll use the system, and in the system, you'll keep the application, right? In the system, you'll keep the application. So, okay, in the system, you'll keep the application and you can use it, no issues. Say you want to make it available to all your staff mates, all your colleagues. So what you'll do? What you'll do? You'll make available your system to everyone. Everyone can come and use that system, right? And they can use it. Say you want to create that application available to your known persons who are not in that particular, they cannot come to your system, but they should use that application. Then what you'll do? For this system, you'll assign an application, right? And after assigning for the system, which is where application is there, you will assign an IP address, and you'll allow and you'll give everyone that IP address, and you will allow them to remotely access that system. So what you'll do? You'll simply give IP address to that system. Okay. So IP address is allocated, and whenever an IP address is allocated to the system, anyone in that LAN, anyone using that IP address can connect to your system using that IP address. That depends on the permissions you give. Either you are giving you're allowing a local people only, you're giving the IP address of local LAN IP address, or you are giving the public IP where from anywhere in the world they can connect with your system. So that is that's how you give the IP address and allow the people. But your intention is this application should be used by everyone. There the concept comes cloud technologies. So in all these previous cases, we need different resources. We need platform, hardware components. We need platform, and we need hardware components. We need the software components. We need the different languages. We need different networkings. We need different security. Okay. So there the concept come, why don't we give all these services online? Anyways, they can using this remote, like using the remote concepts. They can, they can connect with the system using the IP address, right? Using the remote concept, that is client server concept, they can use all these services using the IP address, right? There the cloud technologies concept came, right? So now they are giving all these services, whatever we require to develop any software, to implement any software, to anything, they are providing us from the all the services they are providing online. Simply you can log in over there, they can use. Say you want to use some 100 GB RAM, you can't buy because 16 GB RAM is okay. But if you say you want some 512 GB of RAM, I'm not talking about hard disk, I'm talking about RAM. This 512 GB RAM won't be available. If you want to use the 512 RAM, some processing, along with that, you have to buy CPU. Along with that, you have to buy the hard disk along with the relevant components, or it will be costly for us. Costly for us. If it is regular implementation, that is no issues. But you want to only those for 1 month or 2 months. Then what it means? You're buying huge things and you are using only for 1 month for limited period. Then they will be wasted, right? So there the cloud concept comes. They are saying you don't bother about buying and all maintenance, all those things. We'll give them for you as a pay for use. Like if you want to watch a movie in a big screen, in a big hall with a good surrounding sound system. If you want to watch a movie with a big screen, you need to buy a theater, right? So are we buying the theaters? We are not buying, right? What we are doing? We want to see only for 2 hours, 3 hours for some movie. So what we are doing? We are paying the rent. We are buying the ticket, and we are only watching those for those only 2 to 3 hours in a shared manner, right? So same concept with the cloud technologies. They are providing a big services or huge services and small services for rent, pay per use. You will be paying only what for the time you use, for the resources you use. You need not to buy everything. Only you can take them as a rent, right? So that is the concept of cloud technologies, right? Anyways, all of you job holders, you know what is the concept of cloud. It's a brushing of all these concepts. Now we'll come to our slides. We'll have a brief discussions on these slides. So there are different, when I talk about cloud, there are different clouds like public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Public cloud is offered by the third-party providers and available to everyone over the public internet. So if I'm giving something for the rent to everyone, I will make it as public, right? If I constructed a lodge, right? And I'll advertise that anyone can book my room in that lodge and they can use it. So I'm making it as a public use, pay and use it, right? So it's a public cloud. A cloud is a combination of services, software and hardware services, right? So there are 3 categories. One is public cloud, hybrid cloud, and private cloud. Public cloud is offered by third-party providers like AWS, Amazon, Azure of Microsoft, and GCP of Google. So there's the third-party providers who provide services to everyone. Anyone can use them by simply paying some amount. So they support multiple customers, requires very minimum cost. These public clouds requires very minimum cost, and they're very highly scalable. And second category is right side, you can see private cloud. It is offered to selected users over the internet or a private network. So I'm creating different services. I'm creating my own data center in my office, and I'm making it available to only to my employees. Okay, so this is only limited to only some users. It's a private and supports dedicated customers only, but it is more secure because it is not available on the net, right? It's costly and limited scalability is there because they can't scale in huge manner. They can only scale up to, scale means increasing the sizes or decreasing the sizes. Private cloud means, say I'm running my own office. In that, I'm creating my own server and I'm allowing my people to use it. Then hybrid cloud means combining this private and public cloud. It's a combination of both public and private clouds in a reasonable cost. So when you are maintaining, it's like an example of using the pizza, eating the pizza. So obviously, what you need for pizza, making the pizza, you need cheese, you need toppings, you need tomato sauce, and you need pizza dough, and you need fire for making it cook, and oven, and gas/electric, and soda, and after completion of preparing it, a dining table to eat, right? So if you're making that at your home, you need all these things. If you're making it at your home, you need all those things. And this is an example of services provided by the cloud. Anyways, just understand this scenario, then I'll explain how does the AWS or any cloud services or services are categorized. So you want to create a pizza, then you should use all this. You should have all this for material to prepare the pizza, and on what platform you will prepare, like fire, oven, or electrical, and with what composites you eat it, and where you do eat it, right? The dining table is the thing you will eat it, right? So that's at making it at home. Say you want to, that we can refer with a on-premises cloud services. Okay, like you're having your own server at system at your home, at your office, and you should have everything over there. You should have platform, you should have materials, you should have hardware, software components, you should have everything, and you should cook it on your own, and you should serve it to everyone so that everyone can log in and use it. Then coming to the other part is infrastructure as a service. Here, the other part is platform as a service. Okay, the other part is software as a service. First one is infrastructure as a service. So what is the infra here? We are using the materials, right? The materials which are required to create a pizza, like cheese, topping, tomato sauce, and pizza dough. So these are provided by the third party. Okay, and you will get those things from outside, and the other things you will do, like cook. You will be cooking. You should, for that you should have your own fire, oven, and you should cook it, and you should give them as a service. The third category is your using the platform also rent. You're using the platform also rent. That means you're taking the oven and fire from outside for rent, and even materials, that is infra, also for rent. And you're using you're ordering the food from outside, and you're eating it. You're ordering the pizza from outside. Everything will be done at somewhere out, and you will be eating at your home, right? Only dining table and soda is used by you, and the other things, right? The other things will be done by some third party. So that we call as a platform as a service. So everything is done by others, only eating you will be using for it. The final one is software as a service, that we call as SaaS. Here everything will be done by a third party service only. You only will be having, simply you'll go to hotel, even dining table also not yours. Their hotel people will provide you everything. Only simply you will order the things and you'll eat it, right? So here everything is by the outside third party services only. You will be the user. You'll order it and you'll eat it, right? So in the same manner, if you check the services provided by the different cloud, they are, if you are having a system and an application at your home, it's like everything you are making from your home. You were taking some for the rent, like infrastructure, like cheese, toppings, tomato sauce, and pizza top, you're taking as a from outside. Other things you do that we call as infrastructure as a service. That means these infrastructure you're taking as a rent. Then the platform where you cook. So that is also you're taking from other third party. That means you're ordering something and you're eating at your home. That we call it platform as a service. And software as a service means everything is done by outside. Only you will be going to the hotel and ordering. So like that, depending upon the level of service providing, we can separate the service categories. So we'll see how it is relevant to our cloud concepts. So cloud means, as I said, whenever you're developing an application, you need different hardware, software components, all those. We'll take them as for rent. So depending upon the deliverables of the service providers like AWS, Amazon, AWS or Google or anyone, we can divide these deliverables into three categories. That is IaaS, infrastructure as a service, PaaS, platform as a service, SaaS, software as a service. So here, if you're making any software in your system or in your laptop or in your server, you have to maintain all these things in your system. What are those? Networking you have to maintain of your own. Storage you have to maintain of your own. Servers you have to maintain of your own. Virtualization you have to maintain of your own. Operating system, which is called, we call it as a platform, you have to maintain of your own. Middleware technologies like Visual Studio Code, Android Studio, on which we develop the software that we or we integrate them or we use them, that also you have to maintain of your own. Runtime, how much time it should be up, you should maintain of your own. Data and application, all these should be yours. When you are maintaining any system in your office or in your laptop, but it will be costly, right? When you're and you can't maintain that also, because you may get the power losses, network may be distributed, all these things you can't maintain. You can't pay high cost to maintain all those things. You can't scale them. So that is the reason cloud service providers came with different services like IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. First one is infrastructure. What are the infrastructure things here? Networking is the infrastructure, storage is the infrastructure, servers are the infrastructure, virtualization is the infrastructure. These are the services which are provided by the cloud service providers. So they'll provide you networking, internet, storage, they'll provide like S3 and all, and they'll provide servers also. You can create your own servers, and a VM virtualization you can create. So all these they will provide. The other things, operating system you have to load, middlewares you have to load, runtime you have to load, data you have to load, applications you have to keep. So this we call as infrastructure as a service. So here only the infrastructure services will be provided by them. All other things, including operating systems, we have to load in them. Second one is platform as a service. That means they'll provide networking, storage, servers, virtualization. Operating system also they'll provide, middlewares also they will provide. They'll provide you a ready-made systems where you can put some application in it, you put some data in it, and you can use it. That we call as a platform as a service. They'll give you a platform as a service for the rent. Next, final one is software as a service. That means even software also they will be ready. Only you can log in and you can use it, like Gmail, right? What you're doing? Gmail, the mailing service, how you are using? You need not to create any application for, you need not to use any application for the mail. You need not to have a networking, you need to have a storage where the mails are stored, where your images are stored. You never bothered. You never bother where the servers are there, where the virtualization is there, what operating system these emails are, Gmail is using, you don't know. You middleware, you don't know. Runtime, you never bother. Data also never bother. The email software also won't bother. Only thing is you'll use the email service by simply logging in with your user ID and password. So simply you'll be logging in and you will be using, right? That we call as a software as a service, that is SaaS. So that's about different services provided by the different applications. So once again, I'll repeat from the starting, so that firstly, the thing I have explained you from the cloud, about the cloud in a separate presentation. The cloud computing. In simple times, cloud computing is storing and accessing data and programs over the internet instead of computer's hard drive. It is just a metaphor for the internet. Okay. So there are different cloud service providers like Amazon Web Services, Azure, Google Cloud, and Alibaba Cloud, and IBM Cloud, Salesforce. All these are the different service providers for the cloud. So why do you go for cloud computing? It is more flexible, more resource efficient, more cost effective, and easy to manage, and disaster recovery is also there. All these things. So what is cloud computing? Cloud computing is the transformation of your computer hardware and software and networks into a place somewhere in the net. So that we call as cloud computing. So you're transforming all your computer things in the net. You're using in the net. And like your office, what are the things you'll be having? You'll be having a building, you'll having a office package and servers, databases, all those things. You're keep moving that to cloud, where everything is provided in the cloud, right? So only the thing is you'll sign in and you'll use it only using logins. So what are the differences when we go with on-premises and cloud? So IT teams are so coming to the 4 aspects like security, reliability, cost, and expertization. In terms of the security, you will be having a few security people who are responsible for your data and workloads. Okay, so if meeting is closed again, you please join in the same link. Okay, then again we'll continue this. And in the cloud, please join in the same link if meeting closes.
Okay.
So
Okay.
providers manage technical administration of the security and offers tools for vulnerability management. So cloud service providers will be having a global leaders of technicalities. Okay. And coming to the reliability, even the storage data center will break at some point. Some failures and natural disaster can take down entire facilities.